Hey honey, do you by any chance know what time you were born? Not just the general morning, afternoon, evening, or night though, the exact time.
What? What do you need that for all of a sudden? Aren't you at work?
Yeah, one of my coworkers is doing birth chart readings, so I thought I should get yours as well. I think it can help bring us even closer to one another.
Birth chart readings? Isn't that some sort of an astrology thing? I thought you didn't believe in that stuff.
Well, I try to stay open to these things, you never know. But we're mostly just having fun with it. No one's taking it too seriously.
I guess it does sound kind of fun, but you already know my birth date, right? Isn't that enough? Why do you need to know what time I was born?
Lydia says knowing the exact birth time is essential for accurate readings. She is really experienced with this kind of stuff. She said she had a personal astrologer.
Sorry, who's Lydia again?
She's my coworker. She's been doing these birth chart readings during lunch and she is spot on every single time. It's like she's reading people's minds.
Okay, well, I don't know the exact time of my birth, but I guess I could ask my mother if it's that important to you.
Yes, please do that. I'm so excited to learn more about you and about us.
What do you mean by about us? I thought she was just doing personal charts.
Yeah, she does personal charts and then cross-checks them for compatibility for couples. She's really good at it. Remember our office's golden couple, Logan and Jen? She told them that they were destined to be together for life, and they revealed they were planning on getting married next year. How awesome is that?
I guess that's impressive, kind of.
Don't be such a skeptic, Angela. You'll see what she's capable of once we get our readings. Trust me, she's incredible.
If you say so, I'll go text Mom.
Okay, thanks. Do that.
Hey, Mom, do you remember when I was born? As in the exact time of my birth? Of course, how could I ever forget that? You were born at 1:12 a.m. We were so looking forward to having you be born during a holiday, but you decided you wanted to be a day late. Okay, got it, thanks. Do you want me to tell you more stories about your birth or childhood? I've been waiting for this day for years. Oh, no, sorry. I was just asking because Matt's coworker needed it for my birth chart. His coworker? Doesn't he work at a fast food place? I didn't know they offered those services at restaurants. They don't, but apparently one of his coworkers is really good at doing those. I guess she's been giving out very accurate readings to everyone at his workplace. He seemed really excited about it, so I thought, why not? It could be fun. And he seemed really excited about it? Don't you think that's a little suspicious? I mean, he's never expressed any interest in astrology before, right? Yeah, but they're just doing it for the fun of it. I don't think there's much more to it. I'm not going to act like some jealous, paranoid girlfriend and prevent him from taking part in a fun activity with his coworkers. I know, but Matt's only 19. Young people tend to make impulsive decisions. If I hadn't held on to your father tightly in our 20s, our marriage would have ended in a year. He was almost tempted by this long-legged receptionist. Did I ever tell you that story? Mom, no, please stop. I don't even want to think about it. I'm just saying, these are the lessons your parents are supposed to teach you. When your boyfriend gets too enthusiastic about something out of the blue and there's a pretty young lady involved, it's time to start panicking. Sorry, but that seems like some really bad advice. Also, I don't even know if she's young or pretty. You don't have to jump to conclusions. I do this because I care about your happiness, Angie. Just be careful who you trust. Yeah, sure. So it was 1:12 a.m., right? Right. I was born at 1:12 a.m.
Great. I'll tell Lydia right away.
Sure, let me know what she says.
Of course. This is bad. This is really bad.
What's going on? Is everything all right?
No, everything's not all right. It's the opposite, actually. Lydia said we weren't compatible at all. She said our relationship could work out for a year or two, but after that, it'd all fall apart.
What's her problem? Don't tell me you believed her.
No, listen, Angela, she knew I was a free spirit who had to move around, and she guessed that you prefer to be more grounded. It's clear we'll only hold each other back. I don't know how I couldn't see it before. She's really opened my eyes to so many things.
Wait, what are you saying? Is this what I think it is? Are you trying to break up with me?
I'm not trying to break up with you. I am breaking up with you. It makes me feel awful, but what's the point of continuing this doomed relationship? I'd rather find someone I can be happy with. The next time I'll make sure our signs are compatible before rushing into a relationship.
This must be a joke. It's a joke, right? You almost got me. Breaking up because of incompatible zodiac signs? How could I have even entertained the thought that you were being serious?
I'm not joking, Angela. I know it's hard for you. It's difficult for me, too, to break up with my high school sweetheart, but what other choice do I have?
What other choice? Are you being serious right now? You have the choice of not breaking up with me.
The stars don't lie. We just aren't soulmates, I guess. You can stay at my apartment before all of your stuff gets transferred to your parents' place. We've always been so strong together. I'm sure we'll adjust to the changes in no time.
Is that so? Matt, I moved across the country to be with you. I gave up thinking about going to college in order to stay home and look after our daughter. How could you spring this nonsense on me out of nowhere? Why would you do this to us? I thought we were doing just fine.
I don't see why you're getting so agitated over this. It's not like I asked you to do that. I said you could stay at your parents' house. You're the one who insisted on moving in and raising the baby together.
What are you even saying? Just this morning, you seemed so happy and content with your life. What's gotten into you?
I told you I had a look at our future and I didn't like what I saw. I can't live with a woman who's going to limit my free-flowing energy and suffocate me with her overbearing aura. I am a free spirit who won't be held back.
Which energy? What aura? Please, just take a moment to say those words out loud. Maybe then you'll be able to realize how ridiculous you sound.
Angela, please, you're just embarrassing yourself at this point.
How dare you? Have you ever stopped to consider how all of this is going to affect Cece's life? How am I supposed to take care of her all alone? I don't even have a part-time job.
Well, your parents both have full-time jobs, right? They'll provide for both of you.
My parents will be the ones providing for her? Really?
I guess I might also have to chip in sometime later. Not sure how these things work, to be honest. I'll have to Google that when I have time.
Oh my God, Matt! What happened to you? You kept saying how much you loved us. What changed? Just tell me the real reason. None of this astrology nonsense. I deserve to know the truth.
Are you really going to have me repeat myself over and over again? Our relationship is doomed. We can't just keep going like this until we crash and burn. Lydia analyzed everything. She even checked if we could be twin flames, but there was nothing.
Twin what? Give me her number. I'd like to have a chat with her.
I can't let you fight with my coworkers because you're upset about our breakup.
I just want to talk to her. Maybe she's right. Maybe we aren't meant to be together. If she can convince me, I'll move out right away.
Sure, whatever helps you move on faster. I'll give you her phone number. Oh, and I won't be coming home tonight. I'll be staying at a motel for a few days until you've fully moved out. I need to clear my head, think about everything I've learned today, on my life choices.
Yes, I think it'll be better for both of us if you stay away for a day or two.
I don't want Cece to overhear us arguing. I don't want that either. You know, being nurturing comes naturally to my moon sign.
I have to put my phone away for some time and calm down before I say something I'll regret. Bye.
Bye.
Mom, I'm packing my things. Can I move back in with you and Dad? What? Why'd you ask that? Did you have a fight with Matt? He broke up with me.
He did what?
But why? I don't understand. Just yesterday you were planning on going on a family vacation. What could have possibly happened in such a short time frame?
I'm not so sure myself, but he says it was because of what Lydia said.
I knew she was a threat, but how did she break you up in a day? That must be some kind of new home-wrecking record. Mom, please, it doesn't matter. All that matters is that I'm going to be left alone with no one to turn to with my daughter. I can't even bring myself to cry. I'm still in shock. You aren't going to be alone, Angie. You know we'll always have your back. Of course you can move back in with us. We'll even help you out with raising Cece. It's all going to be okay. I promise. Would you really do that for me? Of course, you're our only daughter. Thank you. And thank you for not saying that you told me so. I know I was dumb. I should have listened to your concerns and been more careful. We can't change the past, Angie, so let's just focus on the present for now. Right, I know. Thanks. Hello, this is Angela, Matt's girlfriend. Do you have a moment to talk? Talk about what? Matt told me you were a really experienced birth chart reader. I was hoping you could tell me a bit more about our compatibility, or rather, incompatibility. So you did have a talk about it. He told you he was going to talk to me? He might have mentioned it in passing. That's why I was so surprised when you introduced yourself as his girlfriend. You assumed he'd have broken up with me by now, didn't you? Well, yes, I did. Once he learned you weren't compatible with one another, he seemed pretty adamant about wanting to put an end to your relationship. I hope you aren't too upset about it. I'm sure both of you will be able to meet your soulmates in no time. Do you really feel no remorse whatsoever? Should I? I was just trying to entertain my coworkers with my little hobby. I didn't specifically set out to destroy your relationship, it just happened. You know, most relationships fall apart anyway. You'd have separated sooner or later. Isn't it better to do it now when you're young and unmarried with no responsibilities? No responsibilities? I don't know if you're incredibly insensitive or just naive. Are you implying the breakup should be easy for me, the young housewife taking care of her toddler?
whose only source of income is her boyfriend's salary? What if I didn't have a good relationship with my parents? Where would I have gone? Who would have helped me? Well, I didn't know you lived together, and I most definitely wasn't aware you had a child. Even so, isn't it a bit unfair to blame me when the only reason you're in this situation is your poor decision-making skills? How can you be so unempathetic? What do you know about the circumstances that have led me to this life? What do you want from me, Angela? Do you want me to change my reading and convince your boyfriend to come back? No, you can keep him. I wouldn't in a million years want to get back with someone who dumped me in such a childish way. I just want to hear you admit that he was cheating on me with you. Why on earth would I ever say that? That's simply untrue. Is that what Matt told you? So what if he did? Would that change anything? Of course it would. I can't let him slander my reputation like that. I'm a happily married woman. I don't need my coworkers spreading rumors about my infidelity. Oh, so that's why you won't admit to it. You're worried it'll ruin your marriage. This is getting ridiculous. I was just doing him a favor. Is that what people consider favors to be nowadays? Listen, has it ever occurred to you that maybe he was just using my charts as an excuse to end the relationship he was unhappy in? That can't be right. He was so attentive and loving up until yesterday. We had a great relationship. Did you really? Are you sure there were no issues bugging either one of you? If there'd been something Matt was worried about, he'd have told me. He was perfectly happy in this relationship. That's not what he told me. He told me he was feeling suffocated and desperately needed to get out of his toxic relationship with his controlling girlfriend. He'd never say something like that. He's never brought those issues up with me. But he did say that. It was a slow day at work, and I thought it'd be fun to ask my coworkers about their star signs. When he told me your date of birth, I basically told him that your signs usually have a difficult time making their relationships work, but if you were willing to put in the effort and compromise, you'd overcome all obstacles. You can check any astrology blog or website for your compatibility. They'll all say the same thing. You can call up our coworkers or demand to see the surveillance footage from that day. That's really all I said. I even have the messages of him thanking me for the readings, saying he just needed the final push to end things with his girlfriend for good. Look, but I don't get it. How could he have hidden his resentment so well? I'm not sure. Up until that point, he'd only briefly mentioned the fact that he had a girlfriend. We just assumed he didn't talk much about you because you had a turbulent relationship. I can't believe he's such a coward. Has he been bottling up this negativity all these years? Would it have been that difficult to talk to me about his feelings like a mature human being? Why did he choose to end things this way? I'm sorry. Sometimes it's hard to say what's going on in people's heads. Right. Where are you right now? Are you at work? Is Matt there? Yes, he's here. Why? Is it all right if I come over in about 3 hours? Sure, I guess you could do that. Our restaurant doesn't really get that many customers during winter months, so the place is usually pretty empty. As long as you don't make a big scene, it should be fine. I'm not planning on making a scene. What is it then? Are you going to ask the owners to fire Matt? No, he needs a stable income to pay child support. The thing is, my parents live pretty far away. I just want to make sure I get sole custody. It'd make things so much easier. It'd be better for Cece, too. It shouldn't be too difficult to talk him into it either, since he feels so trapped with us. I suppose that makes sense, but what can I do to help? Let's meet up at the library near the restaurant in an hour. I'll update you on the details then. All right. Please try to make sure Matt doesn't suspect a thing. No worries, our paths don't even cross that often. Great, see you in an hour. In 3 hours, Lydia and I showed up at his workplace with Cece. I told Matt I'd asked Lydia to analyze Cece's birth chart in combination with ours, and we'd realized she'd have to be brought up by her mother to live her happiest, healthiest life. Lydia, of course, corroborated my story and gave a big speech talking about orbs, houses, declination aspects, and other equally confusing concepts to basically prove that giving me sole custody guaranteed the best possible future for our little girl. Watching Matt sheepishly give up custody over made-up natal charts will forever be amusing to me. I'm sure his coworkers who had put their ears to the door feel the same way. Frankly, I didn't expect any less from a self-declared free spirit like him. After all, it felt like all he needed was a little nudge to fully accept the fact that he was still an immature, irresponsible teenager who wasn't ready to leave his freedom behind and be a good father to his daughter. He still has his visitation rights. Hopefully, in time, he can grow into a better father figure for her. Cece and I moved into my parents' house. With their help, I had enough time to start working from home. I might even start thinking about college once Cece's old enough to enter kindergarten. Life's finally looking up again.